Hello everybody and welcome to Lumine, a game I played the demo of a long while ago. Something of a mix of investigative game with a bit of, I don't know, maybe something like Ace Attorney. I really enjoyed the demo when I played it, I think about a year ago. So now I'm very excited. Actually, not a year ago. Yeah, very early this year or late last year. It was a lot of fun to play. Now I'm really interested in playing the full game. I already said that I would be playing this game, and it will be airing every Wednesday, alternating likely with Soul Reaver Remastered, because I'm also interested in taking a look at that game. But for now, let's see what Lumine has to offer. Okay, so we're set in the 1950s. Seems like I made it in time. The scene must be downstairs. Officer Coleman is guarding the scene. I should say hi to him before I go downstairs. Okay, we move here, shift to run, and grab your hat. Oh, we do have, it's not one, I forgot about this. It's not just one plane. You can move around. Good morning, Officer Coleman. Detective Foster, good morning. The crime scene is over there. The rest of the team is waiting for you downstairs. And you, drinking game, take a shot every time anyone says downstairs. I just realized there was no volume on the game itself. I fixed that now. Well, I'm not sure. We'll pass that place on the way and it was closed. Let me just check this. Detective Webb wants the barbecue. What? Oh, barbecued ribs for lunch today. Right, sure. Oh, Detective William won't be happy to hear that. It really seemed like he was craving for some ribs. Human ribs. Oh well. Let's go get some burgers after we're done here. Maybe sprinkle a bits of the body in there, you know. You know how we like to do it. That's good, sir. Hey now, you over there, don't cross the line. Seems like the body on the beach is becoming a bit of an attraction. I should wrap this up before more people come to see what's going on. I should first go downstairs and say hi to the rest of the team. It's only polite, and we are told in the academy to always be polite. First things first, I should talk to my colleague. So you won that game back then? Hey, William, how are things looking? Ah, the man of the hour. What took you so long? We're already done with the initial sweep. I'm sorry. I couldn't find my badge in my coat pocket. Your badge? Did you leave it at home? I never leave it out of my pocket. I just couldn't find it anywhere. You lost your badge? One hell of a cop you are, Calvin. Isn't that right, Sergeant Colbert? I have never seen Foster being late. Losing his badge. Life is full of surprises. My apologies. How's the investigation going? Well, it's a tricky case. We're already done with our search, but what could an old man like me find here? Better you than me. William said it seems like a normal suicide. I reckon Calvin would have to agree with me once he takes a look at the scene. Right, partner. Let's hear what our informer qua witness, Mr. James, has to say. Informer qua witness? I'm not sure where to begin. Why don't you give me the lowdown, starting from the beginning? Okay. To start from the beginning, I was walking on the footpath here when I was getting off work last night. What exactly do you mean by last night? It was something like midnight or half past, I think. Phew, I've been working the graveyard shifts all the time, and we're short-staffed. I can't even go home from dinner. I get so tired when I go back home late at night. I can't even spend my time playing with my kids. Maybe I should look for a new job before the company really goes bust. That would mean I'd no longer see this beautiful coastline when I commute, and that clearly is more important than my children. Sitting on the beach here and looking at the ocean does feel a bit relaxed. What's that? What is that guy doing here at this time of the night? He's taking my spot. It's a raging alcoholic, that. He's having the good life, unlike someone who's been working all this time. Anyway, that's how I would have looked like when I sit there. I'd like to say out loud for no reason. I guess other people thought the same about me when I was sitting there. I guess I will stop lounging there like that. So, with this thought then, the beach doesn't mean that much anymore. So I went back home, thinking that the man was asleep there after a night of heavy drinking. Drinking on the seawall. People do that sometimes, I suppose. Right? And he was waving his arms like this. I wasn't sure if he was sleeping or turning. But anyway, if the guy was that drunk, it's not that strange of a thing, is it? I bet anyone would have thought the same, but this morning something happened. I always commute using this footpath, you see. I was on my way to work today, and that man was still there, lying down like a log at the same spot. I mean, he was dressed neatly and all, and he's out there sleeping on the street. I thought it was odd and went down to the beach to see what was up with him. And when I got close to him, I noticed that he wasn't breathing, and he looked very pale. I thought for a moment he was a vampire, but no, turns out he was just dead. That's why I went to the phone booth there and reported to the police. You know, this is still freaking me out. Yesterday night he was alive, and this morning he ends up dead. Witness saw a man sitting against the seawall on the beach around the midnight of October 11th and confirmed his death the next morning. The man who reported the body on the Summerset beach in the morning of October 12th, he saw a man sitting on the beach around midnight the day before and again in the morning. Beach corpse of the Mulholland corpses. So you are sure you saw him alive and waving his arms last night? Yes, I'm sure. Thanks, Mr. James. William, let me take a closer look at the body. I don't have my badge with me today, so I think I'd need your help, Detective. Whatever. Go on. Oh, the left out just marks everything. The man was discovered dead, leaning on the seawall at the end of the Summerset beach footpath. There are no bloodstains nearby, and it wouldn't have been easy to notice that he was dead before checking on him from near. I skipped over that part by accident. These cigarettes, I'm not sure what make they are. It almost looks like a bit of hand-rolled cigarette. The shape and size of the filter is slightly different from regular ones. William, where did you find the cigarette butt? Oh, that. We found this on this man's tie. On this man's tie. Look, it was just on his tie like this. I guess you could say it was on his chest. The smoke butt was found on his tie. For some reason, this doesn't feel right. This wallet is made of sheepskin. I'm guessing that it would have been pricey, but the inside betrays its looks. Not a single cent. William, this wallet, right? What pocket did you find it in? It was in his back pocket, I'm sure. In his back pocket, so he sat on it. The corpse is sitting. I guess it wouldn't have been easy to get out of his back pocket. Yeah, tell me about it. If someone wasn't late, fishing the wallet out of his pocket would have been a cakewalk. They told me to keep the scene as intact as possible until you get here. So that's why. You know how hard it was to lift the body up, take the wallet out of his pocket, and set him down again? It was important. It was considerable, so much so that the detectives read. I see. Sorry about that. You know, if you're going to be late, better yet just skip it. I can't not come though, right? I'll make sure to be on time. But anyway, about this wallet. It doesn't have a single thing in it. I wonder how long it will take to ID him. Yep, this man, he hasn't got a single thing on himself. He's simply penniless. So these 2 bus tickets in his wallets are all he had. These tickets from yesterday both say the depart from Felty Mary Station. They depart on different times and the destinations are different too. Ticket bound for Summerset Beach at 8:10 p.m. Seems like this man used this ticket last evening to take the bus here. The other ticket is strange. The ticket bound for Pampella Street at 8:30 p.m. The destinations are different and he wouldn't have used it anyway. Why did he buy it then? If he bought the wrong ticket, he would have gotten a refund. It's not like he had a lot of money to spare after all. The man's face is calm and seems like he died during his sleep. His face makes it look like he died painlessly. His beard is trimmed neatly. Seems like he shaved yesterday morning. I should check his pupils too. His pupils are dilated, no reflexes either. Sounds right for a dead man's eye. It's been decades in Summerset since the last corpse like this appeared. I should do my best to resolve this mystery, so that this man can find respite. The man's fingers are stained with nicotine. The man must have been a heavy smoker. For his fingers to be this discolored, he must have had smoked at least 2 packs a day. Damn. His other hand is clean. He must have smoked with his left hand only. I'm guessing he would have been left-handed. His hands are clean and smooth, without any calluses or scars. His nails are filed neatly too. The suit needs to be quite the expensive type too. He would have been a well-educated upper-class businessman, or at least would have worked in some sort of white-collar job. I wouldn't expect a man of this stature to be found dead in a place like this all alone. From the witness testimony, the man stayed on the beach all night. His shoes aren't dirty at all, though. It doesn't seem like he was walking around the beach at all. Looks like he was just sitting here. Ever since he got to the beach. I don't see any traces of a fight or any trauma either. Since he's clothed well in an expensive suit, it would have been warm enough as well. And since last night wasn't that cold either, it's not likely that hypothermia was a cause of death. Everything leading up to his death was this peaceful. Like William said, it's all looking like a simple suicide. Wait, not a handkerchief. There's something interesting in his chest pocket. Seema. William, I just found this in the man's pocket. Did you notice this? Oh wait, he had something more on him? Did you miss this in the first sweep? I forgot to check his chest pocket. What's this? Seema? What does that mean? I'm not sure either. Letters are printed on a pulp-based paper with equal margins. Seems like he tore this from a book of some sort. Normally in a pocket like this, people would put a folded handkerchief. This man left his note here. It would have been something important to the deceased man, I suppose. At least he wouldn't have lost it if he put it somewhere like this. Did you check everything? What do you think, Detective Foster? Well, like you said, this is a tricky case. We could not find any wounds on the body. It doesn't seem like hypothermia or a drowning. The man came to the beach on his own on a bus and died peacefully leaning on the seawall. The first thing that comes to mind is suicide or natural death, but... What do you think, Calvin? Either a suicide or natural death? No? I don't think we can rush to a conclusion yet. What do you mean, rush? You saw everything, didn't you? There wasn't a single drop of blood on the body or near it. What you're saying is this man was not murdered? That's right. I mean, don't you get a good hunch from all this? A hunch? When a person died, Willem, we can't base our investigation on a hunch. So he's not a noir detective where everything is a gut feeling. Sorry, I was getting a drink. Hey, it was just an expression. It's all a result of logical and reasonable process of deduction, alright? That's how you do things, isn't it? Really? Give me a rundown then. Well, why not? My deduction is bulletproof. So here goes the man, for an unknown reason, trying to find where he could end his life. That place happened to be Summerset Beach. Only he wouldn't know why he chose an awkward spot like this, but I suppose he wants to feel the ocean breeze and watch the nightscape for the last time. And anyway, after admiring Pimston's beautiful night skyline, Pimstown, he decided to smoke one last cigarette before he ended everything. A lonely end, but could be worse. At least he had his last cigarette. I suppose he would have said something like, yeah, this wasn't half bad of a life, before he made his final choice. And the cigarette butt dropped as the man let out his final breath. This is why we found the cigarette butt on his tie. Just like we found him, except it didn't cause any burns, so that's weird. How's that, huh? Matches up with the scene, doesn't it? So that's your argument? Huh. This wasn't a tough nut to crack after all. Well, it's just like you're proud of your deduction. Sorry I have to break the mood. There's a major hole in William's deduction. I'm guessing that something completely different happened last night. If the cause of death is unclear, it's best to send the body for an autopsy. It's difficult to get an autopsy approved on a corpse that committed suicide or died naturally. Nobody wants to disturb the dead without a good reason. But if there is a single tiny clue, I can find a single clue that this man could have been a victim of murder. And let's get started cleaning up here. Wait, William. I think you're making some unsubstantiated claims there. But you still don't get it. What do you not understand? Go on, spit it out. I'll refute until you understand why I was right. Refute you? That's an idea and a half. Let's see if our deductions have any issue. If either one of us makes an irrefutable argument, we'll know who's right. It's time for a balanced debate, where you compare the efficacy of your argument with your opponent's. To strengthen your argument or refute your opponents, place the right clue on the scale to change it. Provide the correct clues to each situation and steer deduction to the right course. William, I think that the key evidence in the scene that supports deduction is the cigarette butt found on the top of the dead man's tie. Isn't that right? Oh yes, I guess so. It wasn't just rolling around anywhere. It was right there on his chest. Isn't it natural to think that the man was smoking it? And didn't you say that this cigarette seemed to be hand-rolled? Right, I'm sure this isn't readily available anywhere. Everywhere. And it is natural to think that the man used this to commit suicide. William thinks that the cigarette here is the key to the case. Are you implying the cigarette was poisonous and no external actor was involved in this man poisoning himself to death? That explains why the corpse and its surroundings are so clean. At least from a cursory look, it doesn't look very poisonous. Doesn't smell like it either. Of course, a proper lab test is due. I'm not speaking in absolutes. All I'm saying is that the scene makes it look like that's the case. Does that mean that what you said about the cigarette butt is just hypothesis? Well, hey, not all hypotheses are wrong. Of course not. What if there's a major problem in the hypothesis itself? What do you mean, a major problem? Were you even listening to me? Right, I'll give you a rundown for the last time. Listen up. Last night, the man decided to come to Summerset Beach. He used this bus ticket that departed from Salty Mary Station. Why? To commit suicide. Then, the man had to smoke a cigarette. How do I say that? You saw how stained his left hand was from nicotine, didn't you? That means that the man was a heavy smoker. You get what I mean? Whether the cigarette contained poison or not is not important. What is important that this man was the type of man who just had to smoke one last cigarette before ending it all. I admit there is some imagination in my deduction. I wasn't there looking over the man as he died. How would I figure out how exactly he died? But look at the evidence left on the scene. A single wallet the dead man had, and a note with some unidentifiable scrawl. A bus ticket and the dead man used, and the cigarette he smoked. There's nothing there suggesting that anyone else was here other than him, which means that he either took some poisonous pill or died naturally due to some illness he had. You have 2 more pieces of evidence to support your hypothesis. Good work, William. It's time to admit it. Your partner, Detective Foster, is as capable as you are in the art of deduction. William, you're one hell of a detective, but people can't make mistakes. There's a major contradiction in your deduction. The clue that reveals the contradiction is... Let's see. This supports his. It's fine. Scan the belongings. That man already hardly had anything on himself. Not a single thing a regular person would bring in with himself when he's out and about. I want to try with this one because. Let's say, like you said, the man grabbed his last cigarette from his pocket. But then, how could he have lighted it? How could have he lit it? Light it? Oh! All this man had on him was his wallet, 2 bus tickets, and a piece of paper. None of that can be used to light up a cigarette. How do you smoke without a match or a lighter? Pyrokinesis, but we're not entertaining that option. Oh, right. He could have thrown away his lighter after he lit a cigarette. For instance, he could have thrown it in the ocean. Well, you know, getting rid of one's belongings before dying and that sort. Would that explain why he came to the beach in the first place? This dude's deductions are terrible. I don't think so. If he threw away his belongings in the ocean for closure, why didn't he throw away his wallet? You're right. Wait, that's it. A thief stole it, alongside with other valuables on him. This man has been sitting there all alone, no? It makes perfect sense for a thief to target him. If that was the case, it explains how he was quite literally penniless, because he was robbed penniless. I'm sorry, but I disagree. What? What makes you so sure? You have proof that nobody could have robbed him during the night, yes. You said that it was difficult to move the body to get the wallet. So a thief suddenly lifted him, grabbed the wallet, put him back down? Makes no sense. The position of the wallet. There we go. Where this wallet was found. Where we found this wallet? Yeah, what did you say when I asked you where you found the wallet? William, this wallet, right? What pocket did you find it in? It was in his back pocket, I'm sure. If a thief stole the belongings of a man who was fast asleep sitting here, and only left his empty wallet behind, why would the thief put the wallet back in the man's back pocket, which he would have been sitting on? Ugh! And didn't you say this too? The corpse is sitting. I guess it would have been easy to take it out of his back pocket. They told me to keep the scene as intact as possible till you got here, so that's why. You know how hard it was to lift the body up, take the wallet out of his pocket, and set him down again? That's what you told me. If that's right, the thief took utmost care not to disturb the man's posture as he was sat down there. And I don't think it's very likely that a thief as sophisticated as that would be behind this. The man would not have had much on him from the beginning, without the money, nor lighter. And someone else would have been there, but a lighter or a matchstick that could light the cigarette. Ugh! Yeah, alright, okay, you're right. Even if the scene looks peaceful at first glance. Even if the scene looks peaceful at first glance. Maybe it's because the culprit tried to clean up the scene to derail us. Maybe the culprit first killed the victim with poison and then left the corpse on the beach while nobody was looking. This beach is a bit of a secluded area, and it's not too shabby for a corpse dump. The culprit could have intentionally left a cigarette on the body to make it look like the victim committed suicide. If the victim and the culprit knew each other, there could have been some bad blood between them. Drop a cigarette on the victim as if the culprit wanted to mock him, and so forth. You said the poison theory is just a hypothesis. Of course, all of this is a hypothesis. I say an autopsy will make things clear. What do you say? So that's why you wanted to argue that it was a murder. Because us police only get the right to perform autopsies when it's clear it's a murder. Yes, as it was established before. Yeah, if I'm on the money, this is a first-degree murder. Sounds like we're about to get busy. How do we even ID this guy? Well, it seems like this man tried to get to Pamela Street yesterday. We should talk to the people who live there and look for any witnesses around the ticket booth. You have a way of making more work for all of us. And the autopsy, I suppose Dr. Charlotte can take care of it. He's the only doctor that does any sort of that thing in this backwater town anyway. Why do you even ask? Forget all that. Let's go for lunch already. I'm starving. We're getting ribs today. I always get peckish when around corpses. That place been closed. That place been closed last week. Let's have burgers instead. Nothing's going my way today. Hospital. I'm not gonna do the gravelly voice anymore for the guy because it's really hurting my head. I'm hurting my throat, so I'm gonna just give him my voice. Calvin, there you are. William, just in time. Did we identify the deceased man? Yeah, Officer Coleman gave me a copy of the residence of Pamela Street. All of the residents? That was fast. Did you know that the place was basically deserted for a while? There were only 3 households there. How many were around their plates? Only 3, huh? I didn't know that. It says it didn't take that long, right? Here's the case report. It's the preliminary report. Coleman said there's some new information updated after the preliminary investigation. Thanks. I'll get right to it. Body found, Summerset Beach. All brand labels have been removed from the clothing. Unidentified male, body approximately late 30s, blonde hair, green eyes, stout build from deceased leaning on the seawall. Wallet, number 2 bus tickets found on body. Free Pamela on long-term business trip, Louis K. Bryan. 6 month tax overdue, house on auction, vacant house. Clara Leatherfield. There you go. No family or friends, likely single household. Alexander A. Wayne. His name is Aw. His initials is Aw. William, is this the new information you were talking about? I think so. Let's see. All of the labels on the clothes were removed. I don't even know where the labels are on my own clothes. And some people have strange habits. Maybe the victim had a habit of doing so, or the culprit removed the labels after killing him. The culprit? What advantage comes from getting rid of the labels? Maybe the culprit thought that the other people knowing where the victim bought his clothes might compromise his identity. Are you implying that the culprit was a tailor or something? If that's the case, we should be looking outside of Summerset. Somewhere like Pimpston or Pimpstown or something. I'm not saying the culprit must have had something to do with tailoring. The key fact here is that for some reason, somebody removed all of the clues that will help us identify who the victim was. There wasn't an ID on the body, and the clothes didn't have any labels either. If the victim was murdered by someone he knew, and if the culprit just meant to distract our investigation with it, this won't be a difficult case. But it's odd that the wallet was left in the body despite everything. If the culprit was that thorough, there's no way he would have found any sort of There's no way we would have found any sort of belonging on the body. But if we suppose that the victim actually committed suicide, I guess it would be difficult to claim that he was a regular traveler. If he was someone to try and hide his identity even after death, perhaps he could have been a spy in a government agency or a mafia member of some sort. By the way, did we get any answers from the train station? Did anyone there see the dead man? Oh yeah, about that. I think I should see for you. You should see for yourself. Myself? Did something happen back there? I thought Sergeant Colbert was taking care of that. Oh yeah, this was a report of a burglary last night at the station. They said it would be better if a single detective could work on both cases. A robbery at the train station. When did that happen? It happened last night and it was reported this morning. Shouldn't someone have been there already? Wasn't Sergeant Colbert with us this morning? At the train station. The text is rough. Like whatever translation. I think this game is Korean. I think the localization team so far has been dropping the ball terribly. Like a lot of the sentences don't read properly. Some of them don't make sense. Yeah. This needs some patches to fix the text a bit. Well, the sergeant has a knack for getting what he has to do. Fire him then. Come on. Your lives literally depend on this, and the guy just forgets that he has to go somewhere and do something? Get rid of him. What the hell is this? My gosh, I should head there as soon as I see the autopsy results. That being said, weren't we supposed to meet the doctor ages ago? Where is she? She's usually always on time. It's like she's still human, huh? I was having a chat with her just now. She had to attend to an emergency, an urgency. I was waiting for her to come back. That makes sense. Speak of the devil, there she is. Your partner is here. Sorry for making you wait. I haven't slept, you see. I'm jonesing on Red Bull and a lot of coffee. Duty calls, right? How was the patient? Oh, it's nothing. I can tell you about it if you're curious. There was a patient who came in yesterday insisting that he had tetanus from a prick in his finger. It seems like the staff sent him to the ER because of acute trismus and generalized seizure. No local tetanus was detected on the wound on the left index finger, and the spatula test also came back negative. I believe that the symptoms such as vomiting and dizziness was a result of the digestive mechanism. He took less than enough drinking. The best thing I could do was administer a vaccine. Sorry to interrupt, but your sleeve is torn. Oh, this. Administering the vaccine was a bit more physically demanding because the patient was convulsing a lot. In the end, I took a giant club and whacked him over the head, and that solved his problems. I mean, do you understand what she's talking about? I'm thinking the particular fussy patient came in for a vaccination. Yes, you could say that. Anyway, it's good that the patient was mindful of his health. It's good to get vaccinated for tetanus every 10 years. Right. But anyway, let's go back to the case. Please come in. She's both a normal doctor and a coroner. That's unusual. Here's the autopsy report. I'll take a gander. I should read the autopsy reports first and the note between the clues. Male late 30s, blonde hair, green eyes. It can possibly red-green, colorblind, okay. Atropines, scopolamine, and other miscellaneous lamines. Barbecue ribs and a salad found contains severe quantities of toxic substances. The ribs of death. Yep, the man was poisoned. Yeah, by the way, do you mind if I use this case in a research paper? In a paper? Was there something odd about the body? A lot. A lot. Some toxins were discovered in his body, but I'm getting the feeling that this isn't the end of the story. Some toxins might have been completely decomposed, and that could be why it didn't leave traces. The problem, though, is that the combination of the poisons found in this man's body is simply impossible. A combination? So you're suggesting the man was poisoned by something man-made? That's right. I'm not sure how it was made, but it's a completely new sort of poison. Would you say this man was intentionally poisoned then? I can't be sure. The man could have taken the poison himself in order to commit suicide. The trace amounts of atropine means that he would have been completely anesthetized and the man would have been hallucinating. By the time he was in a trance and couldn't feel any pain, the rest of the poisons would have spread into his body, necrotizing his organs. A quiet, drowsy death, where you can't feel your insides burning away nor react to it. So that's why you couldn't find any evidence of him resisting or struggling in pain. I think I should look into what they found in the man's stomach. The report says he ate BBQ ribs before he died. Do you know if they were honey glazed or, peri-peri? What was going on there? Is there a chance the food was poisoned? It's not impossible, but if it was the case, it's strange that it took so long for him to die after eating it for dinner. He died of a special designer poison, that's all I'm sure of. I see, got it. Man on the beach was poisoned. The toxicology test could not identify the poison, but it seemed to have an anesthetic effect. By the way, do you have this man's name? He's better to include in the research paper. Anything forever in a medical research paper after being poisoned by some ribs. Calvin, I'm telling you as a friend, if something like that ever happens to me, do not share my name with any doctor no matter what. I will, if that ever happens. In your world, the man could have been red-green colorblind. As far as I know, people who are red-green colorblind have an issue with their optical nerves. Yes, that's what red-green colorblind means. Is it possible to know if someone had it through an autopsy? Good point. And you're right, it's impossible to know that through an autopsy. I don't take the eyeball out when I'm doing autopsies. The thing you wrote then, the reason why I wrote that man could have been red-green colorblind was because of the contact lenses found on the man's eyes. I almost missed it since it was tucked onto his eyes after he died. But this man wore green-tinted contact lenses. I was thinking that the man could have used the contact lenses to filter out green light to correct his colorblindness. That's why I mentioned that in the report. I've never heard of that. That could be completely made up, but I will look into it. Correcting colorblindness with a green-tinted lens. That's an interesting way to deal with it. But having said so, I did see this video some time ago of like a daughter and like kids of a guy who's been colorblind all his life gave him a set of glasses, and the glasses would allow him to perceive the different colors that he normally would not see. And it was a really emotional video. He really starts crying. He's just really seeing the world for what it is, and actually seeing green, seeing the grass, and so on. So maybe this is accurate. I don't know. I'll look into it again. As I said, I'll look into it. I'll put a note on screen to see if it's even remotely medically accurate or not. I'm just suggesting the man could have used the lenses for that purpose. You can't actually treat colorblind that way. Colorblindness is something that happens on the level of cone cells. Just because the lens filters out some wavelengths doesn't mean that it somehow changes how the brain works. The lens looked like a scrappy one made by an obvious amateur, too. He cut out a bottle and stuck it in his eye. I guess that man was trying to invent a corrective lens only equipped with a limited knowledge on colorblindness. I see, corrective lenses for colorblindness. Come to think of it, wasn't it on the list? The man who was red-green colorblind, I mean. It should be on the rested list. Coleman picked it for us. Why don't you give it a gander? Yeah, it's, yeah, I know who it is. Yeah, I know who it is. This guy. Checkmate. Alexander Wang. He seems like our guy. Hold on, you sure? He looks completely different. Honestly, the photo doesn't look anything like him. But his physical features and the general look does match. What about his age? He doesn't look 35 at all. It could be an old photo. I'm the real number on him, you judgmental man. Yeah, it's all fine and dandy, but this man doesn't have any relatives. We don't have anyone to notify. So we don't need any approval from his family. Do you mind if I start working on the research paper then? Oh, we're not completely sure yet. So first, we'll look into it and let you know. Thanks, the faster the better. He's gonna start stinking up the place. That's one intimidating woman. Other than the autopsy, did you find anything odd from his belongings in front of the scene? He was poisoned, right? Did you find any similar substance on him or... Oh, I forgot to mention it because it was rather eventless. I didn't find anything on his belongings. Having said that, something was unusual about the cigarettes. As it was, it's interesting how it looks like a regular cigarette, but it's filled with loose cut leaves. It wasn't poisonous though. If anything, the most interesting bit was the note that read SEMA. The note, you mean? Did you find anything on it? No, not really. But isn't it strange that a strip from the last page of a botany book. A botany book, you say? Do anything about the note? Well, it seems like he tore it out of a book called Kafra. Schema is a word printed on the last page of that book. This Kafra, where can we find it? I bought a copy of it and stuck somewhere in the bookstore. I thought the cover looked nice. It's this one, right? It's this one, right here. You want to read it? A nice cover. I suppose you have an interesting sense of aesthetics. If you don't mind, I'd really appreciate it. Other than the word on the last page, there's nothing that interesting about it. There seems to be a weird page around the end, but I think that's just a mistake someone made. I'll print in the book. Thank you very much for all the help. Always here to help. Any other questions? Oh, it's about time we went anyway. I'll look into the poison a bit more and let you know if anything pops up. Thank you very much. William, I think I'll head straight to the station. Hey, it's now time for dinner. Why don't you stop by the station for some grub? Nah, not feeling it. The folks at the station will be waiting for a cop to show up. I'll see you later, William. They need to clarify that one of them is talking about the train station, and the person is talking about the police station. Let's see my things here. Don't I have, I don't have like the inventory with a book. Hey, partner. William, what brings you here? Nothing really, I just thought I could tag along. You decided to skip dinner? Gonna take a while to investigate the attempted robbery though. I'm fine, it's not a day for barbecue anyway. Right, yeah, that rib place is still under renovation. I wouldn't be going if it was open. I told before, but I don't want to die mysteriously after eating some ribs. And you don't even have your badge. What are you even going to do there alone? That's right. William, you're the best partner ever. Enough already. Let's get this over with. I ain't gonna see such an ugly statue. Isn't it cool? It's based on the Summerset folktale. A Summerset folktale? I've never heard anything about it. The name of the station also comes from it. Have you heard of the legend of Salty Mary? Salty, as in table salt? A long time ago, a pack of dirty rabbit dogs appeared in Summerset. These dogs spread a lethal plague all across town. Penny died from that plague, and that drove a nurse called Mary to do something about the dogs. Right, this matter, she's a woman? No. She is an alien. Of course. That's it. This dude is not qualified to be a detective. That's right, the woman in the statue right there. It's Mary. A single woman took down the rabbit dogs, not just one, but a whole pack of them. The statue makes it look like dogs ate her alive. Well, not exactly. She dragged all those dogs into the ocean. The ocean? Don't tell me that's why she's called Salty Mary. That is exactly why she's called Salty Mary. People back in the old days, the salty water watered away bad omens and diseases, you know. This is a true story, right? I'm not sure. It's a real old story anyway. I'll continue running a bit more and see what we find. This dude is getting ready for a duel. At dawn. Crowded as usual. A rubber can't stop trains from running, eh? There's an employee right there. We should ask him some questions. Excuse me, do you work here? How can I help you? I'm from Summerset Police. I've heard there was an attempted robbery at the station last night. Oh, you're finally here. That's right. It happened by the storage lockers. It's straight to the left past the security office. Thank you. To the left. The crime scene will be there. Okay, whatever. Run. Run, buddy, run! This is the office with the guards at the train station work. I should first check out the crime scene. That's just inspecting stuff. It's time check for buses that leave from the train station. I suppose the man who was found dead on the beach also bought tickets based on this timetable. It's related to the case I'm working on, so I should keep a note of this. Excuse me. Why don't we just talk to him? What's happening here? Oh, you must have met my brother at the entrance. We're twins. People often mistake us with one another. Twins? You might as well tell people that you two are actually the same. How can I help you? If you need to use the lockers, I'm afraid you can't. For the maintenance right now. We're from the Summerset Police Department. We've heard there was an attempted burglary here. Oh, you're the detectives. Welcome. It seems obvious that the burglar wanted to get this locker open. That's right. Whoever that was really worked the primos, eh? The door on locker 222 is severely damaged. One hell of a locker this is. When did this happen? Last night, around 11 in the night. A security guard ran straight into him while doing his night rounds, and the poor man got beat up. Oh, that's bad news. Where's the guard right now? I'd like to hear more from him. He'll be at the guard office right by the main entrance. I need to attend to the passengers here. I'm sorry, but you have to go see them yourselves. No worries. Let's go to the security office near the entrance for a detailed account. I did the wrong voice for the wrong character. Good luck. I can say this brand of cigarettes had that goes as duck for a pack of Edens. Obviously, that's not actually made of different ingredients. A chocolate bar, cream candy. Ooh, buddy, you got a number on you. Anyone there? We're from the Summerset Police Department. Oh, you're finally here. That's right. And I'm by the storage lockers. You're badly hurt. Are you okay? Oh, it's for a scratch. The doctor said some ointment will do the trick. Did you get hurt? Something that robber last night? That's right. You see, the bastard just threw this thing straight at me. Is this the crowbar the robber used? Yep, I kept it as evidence. I thought it might help catch something come back. You're thinking. It tells more about what happened last night. Yes, of course. We do rounds at 11 every night, checking the whole place. Well, like always, I was walking towards the lockers, and I saw some scumbag prying at the locker doors with a crowbar. Strangely, it's metal on metal, and he seems to be doing it quite forcefully in this flashback. I didn't even hear it ringing. I actually only found it when I came and got point blank melee with him. I was shocked and I shouted at him. Then, bastard just threw his primer straight at me and ran away. The guy wasn't even hesitating or anything. It all happened in a flash. You know what this person looked like? Well, it was really dark last night. The blood from the head did confuse me. I'm sorry, but I don't really get a look at the person. I'm sorry. There's nothing to be sorry about. Never nice to be hit in the face with something. I don't have details, but yes, I was sure he was a man. He was broad shoulders, and oh, he was tall. The thief couldn't break into locker 222. Did anything else go missing? Nope, none of the safes were touched. And none of our staff reporting any missing belongings. Well, I'm just glad the lockers were left intact. It's embarrassing to tell passengers we couldn't keep their belongings safe, isn't it? Such a relief that things didn't come to that. I guess the door was quite sturdy then. It looked like the robber did all he could to get it opened. See, the double lock on the locker is designed to engage itself with the wrong password is entered multiple times. Whatever the robber did, locked the lockers like so. Once that system is triggered, not even an elephant jumping on it will bust it open. I'd like to test that theory. That seems like a good myth to bust. That's a problem on its own. We're in a bit of pickle, yes. Major headache? Well, if the secondary lock is activated, we need to enter the administrative password and reset the lock. That password is missing right now. We still don't know what's inside locker 222. But how can such an important password go missing? It seems like it got lost when the previous manager left the job. It's not like we use that password often either. But we forgot to. That's the problem. I think knowing what the culprit was looking for inside the locker would be crucial for investigation. It's not completely lost. The previous manager did leave some information about the password, but I'd say the information isn't very structured. Can we have a look at the document? Yeah, let's go to the ticket office. Someone there should have it. Alright, we'll head there right away. Take care of yourself now. We'll let you know if you have any more questions. Yes, thanks. Call me anytime if you need something. Time to visit the ticket booth and check the password now. We're gonna take the long way around every time. Oh, welcome. Where to? I'm Willing Detective Ruff from the Summerset Police Department. Yeah, hello. So, how can I help you? I heard the document related to the locker password was being kept here. Oh, yes, we are taking a look at it first. We'd like to see what's inside the locker right away, will you? Oh, we really want to. You want to take a look yourself? I think that should be faster. Yeah, that's a bit weird, isn't it? A bit weird. This doesn't seem relevant at all to the password, does it? A 40-year-old bus schedule from 1910. And some ridiculous scrawls that look more at place at a bingo hall. I honestly do agree with you. But at least according to the previous manager, the hints are all inside the schedules. Might as well punch in everything starting from 000. Oh, someone's already on it. I have a question for you. Did the previous manager set the locker password himself? Oh, yes. Wait, how did you know that? He did? I think he was in charge of the boss schedule. In charge of the schedule, so that's why the document included the boss schedule for 1910. Oh, that's right. It was the first schedule he drafted when he started working here. His job was to draft the boss schedules every 10 years, you see. And he retired after drafting the bus schedule for this year, the 1950 bus schedule, 40 years at this station then. So he settled the password after he made his new schedule, I assume. Oh, well, was it? I don't think so, I'm not sure. Alright, thanks. Okay, did you figure out the password? I can't say for sure, but I think we really do have all we need to crack it. And I say we should find a locksmith already. A locksmith for a locket that can withstand a man swinging at it with a crowbar? We'd have to call a welder all the way from Pimpstown, whatever. That's gonna take a while. Well, to be honest, I just can't believe that you could figure out the password just like that. There's not much information, if any. The staff here has been on it the whole day. How are we just gonna figure it out right away? Of course, it's just gonna figure it out in a blink of an eye. Could you give me a bit more time? I'll give it a try. I'll call the station and get a welder here. Let's see if you're faster or the welder is. Acting with confidence, this is actually quite a puzzle. I should first take a careful look at the documents. That should be my way in. Even this is making me feel really hungry. Maybe he's a candidate who will help me if I'm stuck. The sugar rush might help me come up with an answer. Let me take a look at then the thing here. A6. Right. But then in that case, when you go into the this one, how do you know? Where is it stated that he is 6? I'm just gonna. It's a bit weird. Like there should be a clue to figure out, but it's being marked. So I'm gonna open a notepad while I'm doing this. So password for 1950. It's 6. Let's actually take a look real quick. It's password. We know the SS5. Yeah. So let's do 1910. 1910 would be A6. All right, let's look at this here. A9, so an S6, so it's 6966 2 6 2 6 9 269 2697 2697, and then also now for the 1910 one, it would be 5 6 5 5 5 6 5 5, and then 1 5 7 5 1575 1575. would be 126 214 272. I think it's add the digits between pass and word, and add the digits between pass and word. So then in that case, the digits for 1910. And if you're seeing the audio from the game is dropping out, it's because I'm tabbing out. So this will be 0, 3, 2, 7. 72230 would be one for 1910, and 1950 would be. And I'm saying the numbers right to left, adding them in basically. So 6 plus 7, 3, 13. 2 plus 9, 15. Carry the 1 would be 16. 9 plus 6, 15. Carry the 1, 16 again. And 6 plus 2, 8. This then gives me a 5 number. So this then will be 3. $15,893. Let's see if this is accurate. So B2. Is there an F here? Yeah, F1. G0. Just verifying that the numbers here are as they appear. So the H would be 2. Correct. I mean, there's always a chance that we're going to do 1950 plus 1910. I'm going to try it just in case, just to get rid of that one. That's worth just doing. So the number of adding everything up will be 15,893. So I'm gonna try 1, 5, 8, 9. In that case, then let's add the other will be 5, 8, 9, 3. It's not that. Take a look at this. That's your administrative password for the locker. Unless it's just pass. That could also be the thing. Why it's just the letters, or it's just pass versus pass. That again puts us in a, double, like instead of 4 digits, 5 digit scenario. So it's not accurate. Unless we have to do... No, it makes no sense if it's... But unless it's... You take off the matching ones, that's why they're being scratched out, maybe? Then again, there's no commonalities. Unless we need to subtract the pass, the pass and the word, because the numbers for pass are higher than numbers for word. Let's try that. So, yeah, tabbing out real quick. The number for pass for 1910 is 5655. And the number for word is 1575. So, one with the other would be 0, 8. Again, right to left, as I'm doing this subtraction. 0, 4. 480. 4080. Then the other one would be 4269. And then adding them together would be 8369. 8369. I know, 8. Let me adjust everything here. So it would be 9, 4. Sorry. 8349. 8349 would be the code. Let's see if I'm accurate. 8349. Got it! My deduction was correct. I did have to subtract the upper numbers from the lower, the lower ones to the upper ones. So deduct, subtract the number of word from pass, and then add the resulting numbers together. Wow, you really figured it out. What kind of magic trick was that? That's nothing like a magic trick. It's just a arithmetic based on the clues the person who settled the password left behind. Ah, that's so impressive. You decrypted that nonsensical document. Seems like the one who came up with the code was quite the witty type. Huh, this one does being witty might mean not telling anyone about what you did at work. Hey, if I'm a disgruntled employee and I'm leaving, you can bet your butt I'm gonna leave something complicated behind. Yes. Hell yes. I mean, I'm a programmer. I deal with codes and data and all that stuff on a regular basis, and I have heard stories of people leaving jobs or even client engagements behind and just messing with the stuff they left behind, like removing stuff from, clearing out a database, removing permissions, all that sort of thing, if things end in a bad way. Thanks, detectives. Thanks, detectives. You don't know how much this means to us. Now let's take a look at what was inside the locker. Well, it looks like a normal suitcase from the outside, at least. Give me a sec, just to... Yeah, this is all that's inside. Looks like ordinary travel items to me. We don't know what's hidden where, so let's take a closer look at it. Carton of cigarettes. Wow, this man had taste. Lumine cigarettes. A full carton of these expensive cigarettes. I wish I was rich enough to smoke a carton of these every day. That's the point, William. You get it too, right? Lumine, they're expensive, but they really are the best. Well, I mean, there's an entire carton of cigarettes in the bag. What's wrong with that? There's too much. The bag suggests that it was a short trip. The trip was maybe 2 or 3 days long. Too many cigarettes, though. It doesn't add up. I don't think it's that strange. A heavy smoker would burn through a carton in no time. If we smoked 4 packs a day, then this wouldn't be a big deal. Huh. So whoever owned the bag was also a heavy smoker. It's our victim. We don't know what's hidden where, so let's take a close look at it. These look unused. They're not even open. No way. What is it, William? This toothpaste. It's $4 for a tube. That's very expensive. I didn't even know that people actually use this. How much money did he even have? Calvin, a robber very well could have been after this suitcase, even knowing that I didn't have any cash. Well, that's possible. Now that I look at it, even the towel and the toothbrush look expensive. Ooh. Let's note that down as expensive toiletries. You know what's in where? Yeah, what's the next one? Clothes. It's a pair of tailored suits. Looks like this man kept a spare for his troubles, but having seen his clothes here, none of these have any brand labels on. Yeah, major clue right there. I think we checked out everything. No detectives, the culprit? We'll do some more work on the case and try to arrest the suspect as soon as possible. Yes, understood. Please don't hesitate to contact us. We'll be here. You what? Great, we're done here. It's time for some beer. Great, we're done here. It's time for some beer. We need to go ask the attendant at the ticket booth about the dead man on the beach. We need to know if he saw Alexander Wayne. Okay then. You're paying for all the drinks tonight though, got it? You know Selin is waiting for me at home. Cut me some slack. I should go to Dr. the ticket seller. So what was the point of this dialogue? Great, we're down here. It's time for some beer from Foster. Is this a mistake? And he really just should have not said this and gone here, because nothing else that comes after that dialogue matches that dialogue. I think it was just put here. It's a mistake. It should not have been given to him as a line. Thought you were close to them. Oh, it's you, detectives. If you're okay, I'd like to ask what happened yesterday at the station. Oh, about yesterday? I'm afraid I don't know much about it. It's not about the robbery. Did you see this person while you were on your shift yesterday? Well, I do work all day here, but I don't remember every single customer I sell tickets to. If I do, my head might just explode. In that case, do you remember a customer who bought 2 tickets, each for Pomelo Street, leaving at 8:10, and Summerset Beach, leaving at 8:30? Yeah, I remember this. Come to think of it, I think the one customer looked like the man you just showed me, yes. He came around 8 yesterday. First, he asked for a ticket to Pamela Street, I think. And well, it's just my job. So I did it, sold him the ticket, and I thought that was the end of it, paying him for the ticket and all that. Then he came back and started banging on the windowsill. I told him the windowsill is really thin, he might break it. And then he told me to get a ticket for Sunset Beach, right? He told me he needed to get a ticket. He told me to get a ticket. Because that implies that the teller is the one that needs to get the ticket. Again, localization issue. He told me that he needed to get a ticket at Sunset Beach right away. And he was very agitated. He got upset. He wasn't being angry at me, but his voice got louder. He was in a hurry. Yeah, he was in a massive hurry. You could even say that he was in a rush. Okay, this seems like 2 pieces of different conversation. Our main character here would say, he was in a hurry. And then this guy would say, yeah, he was in a massive hurry. In a rush, I see. Please continue. Okay, anyway, he asked for the fastest ticket, so I booked him another. But then, his ticket bound for Pamela Street is now useless, right? I said, sir, do you want a refund on that ticket? I don't know what he was in a rush for, but he just snatched the ticket out of my hand and ran away just like that. Oh, that's all I've seen of the man. Anyway, that's why I remember him to be an odd customer. He didn't even receive a refund and left in a hurry. I see. Thanks for your help. No problem, detective. On the evening of October 11th, a man who arrived on the beach on the 8:10 was died around 1 a.m. the following day after sitting on the seawall all night. The same night around 11 p.m., someone tried to steal a suitcase from locker 222 at Salty Mary Station. I'm sure these 2 incidents are deeply intertwined. I need to organize all this information. Heavy smoker. The cigarettes. Checkmate. Okay, maybe not. Okay, that isn't either. Okay, fine. This one? Okay, I mean, none of the clues I have are worth it. Good. What else? Unlabeled clothes. This has to be the one. What? Am I the only one who sees? Am I crazy? Unlabeled suits to unlabeled clothes in the thing. It's a connecting thing. So also the choices seem to be binary. If it's a lethal poison, this makes no sense. Okay, I'll just try them all. I don't care. This makes no sense whatsoever. Unless I need to connect them all. And then here. And now I can deduce it all together. You need to deduce them all together. Okay. Well, I was correct. According to the ticket seller, it's definitely true that Alexander Wayne was at Salty Mary Station on October 11th. At the same time, a suitcase was stored in locker 222. A strangely large amount of cigarettes and clothes with all of the labels removed. These things can't just be a coincidence. It only makes sense that Alexander Wayne was the owner of the suitcase. And whoever tried to open locker 222 in order to get his hands on the suitcase, this person isn't just a robber, but a key figure in this case. Likely the person who did him under and fed him the funky KFC chicken. Sorry, barbecue ribs. I say funky KFC chicken because one of the worst cases of food poisoning I ever had was eating KFC. I don't think this person will be easy to track down. I don't have any clues that would be lead me to this suspect. The crime happened late at night where nobody was. Where should I begin finding witnesses? Oh, come to think of it, the botany book that Charlotte gave me. This was also a completely unexpected clue. Maybe this case should be approached the regular way. I hope this book can tell me the answer. October 12th, 1950. Kelvin Foster. Study. I'm tired. I think Selin is sleeping. I should get started on the book Charlotte gave me. What kind of book is this? Why did Charlotte immediately notice the word SEMA? I should read the book, Kafra. It's placed between the clues. Kinds of all mysterious flowers revealed in America. Maybe it's a cipher? Kinds of all mysterious... The briefly makes it sound like a botany travelogue, if anything. Castor bean. The castor bean, Ricinus communis, is a perennial flowering plant from the United States. There's nothing important here. Ginseng, cowbane, ghost orchid. This is a cipher. Black datura. Oh, what's this? This looks like the last page. The 5 letters below shall lead them to doom. SEMA. Is this the SEMA Charlotte was talking about? I thought this was just an average botany book, but I guess it's hard to miss with all these weird things at the end. SEMA, it's the same word alright, but this book isn't made out of the same paper compared to the note of victim. Somewhere out there should be a different version of this book. Maybe it's time I visited some bookstores. Charlotte said that this paperback was also stuck somewhere in the corner. I'm intrigued by this. That gives me a lot to think about. I should come back to this book at some other time. But today, taking care of all these things took a lot of time. I should check on Selen and go to sleep too. Should be past asleep by now. I should head to the room. Is it daughter, wife, dog, cat? Abby Russell murdered. What's next for the casino losing both revenue and owner? Addie. Yeah, she's a little girl. How's my princess doing? She's princessing. She's pretending to sleep. I guess she was waiting for me to come home. How strange. I'm sure I left my badge on the table. Wonder what happened to it. Oh no, I'm going to be in big trouble when they find I lost my badge. They might even fire me from the police department. No, Daddy, no! Ah! Aha, so you weren't sleeping. Ah, so you were keeping my badge safe for me. I'm sorry, Dad. I don't want you to get in trouble. I don't want you to get in trouble. Hey now, Princess, tell me what happened, alright? I have a show and tell in school next week. Show and tell, what are you presenting? I can choose my own topic. I said I'll talk about you, Dad. And I wanted to show your badge to everyone. So that's why I took your badge this morning. I wanted to practice presenting. I say, ooh, presentation, that's big business. It's fine, I practiced today. Really? Now that's more like you, Selen. Now listen to your presentation, I mean. Right now? Sure, give me a second. Watson here will also listen with you. Hello everyone, I'll start my presentation about my dad. Ooh, this is exciting, isn't it, Watson? My dad is a detective of the Summerset Police Department. Detectives are police officers who keep Summerset safe. It's too bad he always comes back home so late because he's busy catching criminals. But my dad is still the best and nicest detective in Summerset. That's really touching, Selen. You were up so fast. I'm sorry you took your badge, Dad. What if the other officers give you a hard time about it? Don't worry about it. If push comes to shove, at least William will have my back, right? Oh, that's right. It's Uncle William. Better release that. I need my badge for work, so why don't you take this coat to show and tell everyone? A coat? Yeah, it's the coat I always wear when I go crime scenes. And you call it my work coat. I'll lend it to you when you are presenting. Oh, that's great. Thanks, Dad. It's smelly and smells full of nicotine, blood, and liquor. It really embodies the essence of the detective. Ooh, there's something in your coat pocket. Oh, that's a book I'm reading for an investigation. I want to read it too. It's already late. You need to go to bed, son. I think it would be a bit too difficult for you. And I don't think it would be very fun either. I like difficult books. I read this one today. Introduction to Cryptology. You found out my study, right? You read it? Yes. Was I not supposed to? Of course not. But this book must have been very difficult. Do you understand what was in it? Of course. Although I didn't know what some of the words meant. Let's see, you're up to fundamentals of substitution ciphers. Where did you have the most trouble reading? Oh, you see, I'm not exactly sure what this cipher really is. They all make me super dizzy and it takes too long to solve. How would someone make someone think like this? Ciphers, you see, are made because you want to keep what you want to say secret. Why should I keep what I want to say a secret? Like for example, do you see the moon outside the window? Let's draw the moon here like this. And now, let's say that this round moon is a cipher that means Selen. I'm the moon? Your name comes from a real goddess of the moon in mythology, Selen. The goddess of the moon. Now then, nobody else would know who this letter is for, right? They'll just think, oh hey, someone drew a circle on the envelope. But you would know, wouldn't you? You'd notice I sent this letter for you, Selen. Because this circle is a moon that means Selen. And other than you, the only person who knows that is me. And Watson too. Watson heard everything. That's right. So this cipher is what the three of us share. These secrets are how ciphers are made. But my teacher at kindergarten said secrets are bad. My teacher said I should never hide it if I fought with the other kids. Oh, not all secrets are bad. Some things can become special because they are a secret. I find that they love you very much, son. And I'll make one too, a cipher that only we know about. Your moon is round, and my moon is a baby moon, which means my dear dad. It's a crescent moon. I'll think of you whenever there's a crescent moon, son. But you know, what if I want to make other things a cipher? My dear dad, when are you coming home today? I want to ask you something like this, but in a cipher. You can always make more of these. The important thing is to remember what signs mean what. The moon might not be enough. Oh, here's a constellation chart. I pulled it out of my pocket. I always have it there for some reason. Here's another cipher. This is a substitution table that will help you crack the password. Don't lose it. Substitution table. You think you can figure it out? The picture at the top means the alphabet down here. Yeah, there was something like that in the book too. But do you think you can crack the code and tell me what this sentence says? So this is I love you, Selen Foster. Yeah, great job, Selen. And that's how substitution ciphers work. It's just like the one in the book. I like that. Now that we're done making our cipher, now it's time for a good girl to go to sleep. What if I go to sleep? I think I might forget all the cipher. I don't want to sleep. Well, you could always keep the table safe here in this drawer and look it up, right? But I'll remember it for you just in case you forget. Don't worry, Selen. Really? Can I ask you about other things too later? Anytime. I'll do anything for you, honey. I may have taken liberty saying that, but they were saying Selen so much, I started, saying other things. That was a cute scene. Lots of work today. Let's check out Alexander Wayne's house too. I really hope I can go early today for Selen's birthday. My dad is a detective at the Summerset Police Department. Yeah, we went through this already. I should do as much work as possible today. And I need to go to the bakery. I know I'm going to forget if I don't go right away. Something I'm noticing is that they repeat sentences a bit much. Like, I need to go to the bakery first. If I go to the bakery first, I'll go to the bakery first. Today I must go to the bakery first. It's like, yeah, I got it. Hello. Oh, detective, what brings you here this fine morning? Feeling like some donuts? Oh, it's alright, but it's my girl's birthday in a few days. I'd like to put in an order for a cake. Oh, it's Selen's birthday already. Time flies, doesn't it? They grow up so fast. Yeah, I'd like one of those customized cakes, please. Yes, of course. What do you want me to write on it? Here, can you do this? Oh, you have it written down. Let's see. It's a constellation of some sort, right? Something like that, yes. I guess it's something Selen is into these days. Seems like kids in that age like some wacky things, huh? Dinosaurs, constellations, and all that, right? That's happy birthday. No, it's not Selen. Yes, Selen. Selen Foster. Why would you write your daughter's full name on a cake? You know? I mean, I think this game is Korean. Might be that's just the way it is. Just say people's full names on all these things. Maybe. I don't know. I do know, and this again, if someone in the audience, someone in the viewers could correct me if I'm wrong, but from what I've gathered from watching a lot of Chinese TV shows and so on, is that the Chinese people always use the full name, like last name, surname. So if your surname is Chen and your name is Long, Chen Long will be, people will say that constantly. Not many will use just Long. Well, they won't just say your name, they'll say the full thing. But I'm going, it's a tangent. Just weird. Kind of weird that we use, because this Foster. And BIR, yeah, so this is the R here. And Selen, so E and E, yeah, it's Selen Foster. Oh, this is fine. I'm a good baker, I'm glad. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Give it to me, detective. I'll make sure it's exactly as you want it. Swing by in 2 days, alright? Now that I put the order for son's birthday cake, I should head for the station. Which station? The train station? Do I take the bike? Morning, William. Yeah, morning. Heading straight to Vanilla Street? Why are you standing here? Stand there. Let's get going already. No, I'm not just standing there. Look behind. Are these two detectives in the homicide division? Yes, that's right, sir. Good to meet you. I am Cornelius Magnus, the new police commissioner. Likewise, sir. Calvin Foster. So you are the famous Detective Foster. Your reputation precedes you. Not all, sir. I didn't do it alone, anyway. I'm guessing it might not be the best place to work. I commend your efforts. Summerset really is a bit of a quiet neighborhood, yeah? What brings you here, Chief? Mostly because of the security checks at the Southern District. I've got some things to discuss with the sheriff here. Makes sense. That time of the year, right? I've heard that you have got an interesting case on your hands right now. Is that right? It's really nothing of the sort. We're just starting the investigation. We only beginning, yo! Calvin, what do you think? It's a complicated case. I suppose we'll see if it's any more serious than a regular murder, however. A complicated case? I heard an unidentified corpse was found on the beach. Oh, we ended up figuring out who he was. I believe his name is Alexander Wade. He was a Summerset resident around 40 years old. He was a bachelor, too. Right, anything in this investigation giving you trouble? I think we'll find out soon enough. Yes, not as much. This is a personal question, Detective. Have you considered the possibility of the Mafia being involved in this case? The Mafia? Some families are starting to expand into other territories. Bad business. Have you heard of the Nine Angels Casino going bankrupt? The newspapers were all talking about that for a few days. The Mafia scum are busy fighting wars amongst themselves. And even the weaker families in the South are trying to get a cut for themselves. Are trying to get a cut. You can stop. You cut the line there. You don't need to say for themselves again. But that's why the security checks in our region are ramping up too. A man who dies mysteriously on the beach without resisting? Pretty common way to do a hit, no? Dump someone on the beach when nobody's watching. You think the Mafia is involved in this murder, Chief? Beats me. I'm not the one investigating this. That's why I'm asking you, Detective. If you're asking for my opinion as the presiding detective, I believe there are multiple ways to approach the case, but it would not be a good idea to lock in our perspective from a particular angle, of course. Right, that's why I expect. Chances must be taken when they come. They get second chances very often. The Mafia scum are destroying themselves from the inside. They are weak. A replacement in leadership and the chaos that ensues from it. This is the proper opportunity to rid our country of the Mafia for the Mafia once and for all. Remove 4. I was thinking of assigning this case to the UCDT depending on your opinion, Detective. UCDT? The Underworld Crime Deterrence Team. A bit short on personnel at the moment, but still. We're trying to find capable detectives who are also immediately available. Detective Calvin Foster, I've heard that you are a natural-born detective known for your drive and capabilities. I am willing to recruit and assign more persons under your command, if you wish to join the team. We weren't just here to discuss security details. I'm not forcing you to accept. The police department here needs more people anyway. We sure do. Think it over. Take as much time as you need. Anyway, if this case is really related to the Mafia, I'd like to have you on the team one way or the other. Of course, sir. Right. I should take my leave now. I am hoping for a good result, Detective. Oh, goodbye, sir. Real Viper, that. Real Viper, that. He's been hounding us as soon as we clocked in. Oh, that wasn't that bad, was it? It's his job, anyway. I like him. Much more energetic than the last thief, would you say? You like him? What? A good result? What kind of murder case has a good result, anyway? Is it good that nobody other than the man himself was hurt, and he turned out that after all this hullabaloo, it just turns out... Oh, good Lord. Rough text. Okay. I think this needs to be said different. Because would it be good that nobody other than the man himself was hurt if it turns out that after all of this nonsense, this was just a bachelor suicide? That's, I think, the gist of what they're trying to say. But it's just worded in such a bad way, so clunky, it's so unclear too. Or is it a good result that we can voluntarily get to know those mafia thugs? Which one of those two are better? I suppose the first option a bit better. Things really can't be good when a person dies, can they? Huh, that's weird. I thought you'd be interested in joining the UC something. Good chance to climb the ladder, no? And you'll lock up a whole truckload of criminals in the slammer too. I know you like them. William, I don't like criminals. Tell me, you get off coming up with the perfect explanations about who, when, where, how, and why a crime was committed in front of everyone. All that an infatuation. Never felt that infatuation, no. And anyway, I thought you would immediately accept that kind of offer. You know me, don't you? I like working in Summerset. I can't leave behind Sullen either. Huh. As if you spend enough time with her to begin with. But surely it's much better than working in the UCDT. Maybe the chief thinks highly of me because of my record, but without you, Willem, I don't think I have caught half as many criminals. Besides, you're really bad at this. You make me look good. Why would I go anywhere where I don't have you to make me look good? Like I said, all I'm good for is deducing things in my head and explaining them. Unless UCDT has 2 vacancies, I don't think it'll be a good fit. Oh, I guess I'm more of a field guy than you. I'm always the first one to get to the scene, too. That's right. As a matter of fact, we should get to the mansion on 17th. Spend enough chatting away, don't you think? Alright, get in already. I hope you have your badge. Of course. Pamela Street. So this is Alexander Wayne's house. A man living here alone must be a proper weirdo. It seems like it hasn't been long since Wayne moved here to Summerset. That's what the ledger says. That seals the deal. I'm sure the guy got ripped off big time by some real estate broker and drew the wrong straw. How else could the man have moved here? Nobody knows the development plan for this area is going nowhere. Well, that... William, I see a car with a broken window over there. Oh yeah, let's go take a look. I should go take a look at the car right over there. Do you think you need to take a look at the car over there? What if you take a look at the car over there first? I think I'm going to leave you this here for this first episode. Couple of scenarios. Running that puzzle in the bus station was great. I loved it. But because I was doing the whole gravelly voice, my throat is really hurting right now. So I'm going to take a break and continue this some other time. Hope you enjoy this. This is going to be coming up either every Wednesday or every other Wednesday if I start also doing Soul Reaver. But for now, thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next episode.